This team has pulled off the unthinkable. A team with very little experience and zero major RMR exposure have defeated some of the best teams in the world to secure a spot at Shanghai. Video of their intense, emotional celebration after knocking out Astralis has since gone viral, shining a light on this underdog story in the making. Here's what went down and why, unfortunately, it may never happen again. As a writer, host, and 6'5" model, the holidays are my only real chance to get some quality time back with my loved ones. At the same time, I've also been waiting 15 years for Stalker 2. Fortunately, we have partnered with Acer, who might have a solution that'll keep me making lifelong memories while also getting my game on. Listen, the holidays can be stressful. There's just so many faces to see, places to go, and in-laws' names to remember that you can forget to take time for yourself. But thanks to Acer's Nitro V gaming laptop, all of that changes. This is a powerful and portable rig packed full of specs, including an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4060 with DLSS 3.5 alongside a beautiful 144Hz 15.6-inch display. And that beefy Intel Core i9 13900H processor and DDR5 RAM, that is the key to getting you the performance you're looking for in a year filled with demanding games. Whether you're in the comfort of your own home or looking after your nieces and nephews. Acer's Nitro V gaming laptop is an all-in-one package that can help give you the most important gift of all this season, the gift of escapism. Now let's get back to today's video. Okay, so the RMR has completed and we now have the 24 teams who will be competing for the Shanghai Major title, capping off this year of CS2. Now, that's not saying all of this went without a hitch. This is a Major RMR after all. We had observers showing themselves playing slots, leaking IPs and passwords, and of course, Valve forcing a massive rule change in the middle of everything. All that aside though, we do have our attendees finalized, and for the most part, nothing too surprising. The top teams of this year have all made it through, along with most of the teams higher up on Valve's ranking, minus a few minor upsets like Eternal Fire, SAW, NIP, and most of Denmark. But that is a whole conversation for another day. I'm sorry to our Danish fans. Now, I personally will have to watch Furia and Liquid claw out of the first stage, which basically means a locked-in e-transfer for my therapist, but all in all, I think we got a pretty solid lineup with a good mix of fan favorites as well as underdogs. And one team in particular made massive headlines yesterday when they qualified: Passion UA. Now, these guys are hardly the first team to make it to a major against the odds. In fact, majors are sort of set up in a way to give lesser-known teams a pretty fair shot. However, the context behind Passion is nothing short of amazing. The average age of this Ukrainian roster is 19. 3 members have never been on a team before. In fact, until this month, they've never even played on LAN. They also apparently moved in together in March to boot camp for 8 months. That's 300 days, and if HLTV is to be trusted, 374 matches up until this moment. And to cap it all off, just before their boot camp, their founder, Ukrainian football legend Alexander Zinchenko, stood in and took a map off of Bleed.
Try and see if you can at least get away with an exit frag. The Deagle does get away with a kill. So Zinchenko gets his first. Can he make it 2? Oh, not bad at all.
This guy literally plays for Arsenal. It's hard to put into words how insane this team is. But that being said, now that we have the context, I'll do my best. So this roster gets put together back in August of 2023, but for the most part, this story starts this year with them signing Fear. Fear, who is technically their veteran player at just 24, comes from Na'Vi Jr., same as Monacy and Bit. And together over those 8 months, the team does pretty well in the Tier 2 scene, winning EPL season 16, 17, and 19. This helps them get into the close qualifier, where they go on to defeat Big and OG to make it to the RMR for Shanghai. Pretty cool, but unfortunately for them, they were placed into a stacked RMRB. I mean, their first BO1 was against James VP, but they squeak out a win in OT anyway.
And they're all behind the smoke. They gotta come through.
Flashes over the top. VP going forward. Chilla with the headshot. Just down to Fame in a 1v3. And what a showing it's been from Passion. Up against Virtus Pro. They have taken him down 16-14 in their opening game of the EU RMR.
All right, nice win, but up next was Team Spirit. I mean, now these guys got to go face Donk and the number 4 ranked team in the world? Surely not. Right?
Plant secured. Donk on a big wrap all the way in through main. Last seen over in middle. Are they ready for this? Time to get set up for Passion UA. This is where your heart's racing. Hands are trembling. Can they steady the aim? Yes, they can. It's just Magic's. Passion UA might be about to do it. Double swung. And Passion UA with the most shocking upset of the RMR so far. Take out Team Spirit.
Yes, Passion kicked things off by toppling 2 of the best teams in the CIS region and one of the best teams in the world. But still, these are only best of ones. Listen, the skill gap in CS2 is obviously very fickle, and 2 teams that have never played each other going head-to-head on a single map can be a coin toss. Passion already made a statement beating Spirit and VP, but a full series win would decide if they actually make it to Shanghai, and whether or not they have what it takes. And unfortunately, they start things off by losing their BO3s against Big and Heroic. And despite taking a map off of each of them, the matches weren't exactly close. That means that Passion had one more shot to secure a spot in the Major, to make history as the first all-Ukrainian team to do so in Counter-Strike 2. And with that, sticker money and an outside chance at glory. In their way was Astralis. Now, things haven't been great for the Danish squad as of late. Cadian and the 2 traders who once backstabbed him are still trying to recreate the magic they once had on their previous team, but that has proved to be an uphill battle. On top of that, Device announced that he would not be attending Shanghai due to health issues, meaning that Astralis would have to reactivate Bro. I don't want to sound like a hater here, but Passion were given a gift with this matchup. It was now up to them to see if they could capitalize.
And Astralis stabilize. Nice position for Zero Fix. What? How has that happened? 3 kills out of nowhere for Zero Fix from the library, and he silences Astralis in an instant. Stare up short. No utility. Goes into the play, clears the site. No one being spotted. The peek comes in, and Passion will draw first blood versus Astralis. Well, they know that Stare is likely inside of Cave, and he goes down. It's just Yabby. And he's got a double kill, but he can't stop Jambo. The story of the RMR will have its fairy tale ending. No one can question their run. Led by their fearless caller, Passion UA have qualified for the Perfect World Shanghai Major.
One of the greatest sellies I've ever seen before. I mean, it looked like Fear was about to start tossing his teammates around the damn room. On top of that, simply one of the best qualifying stories I've ever seen. I mean, as I said, the dedication that these players and this org have put in this year is incredible. A really well-deserved moment. Now, it's up to them to try and seize the opportunity, with the added pressure that this could be the last time they, or anyone like them, get a chance to do so. You see, in 2025, Valve's new system for tournaments will ostensibly get rid of RMRs. Qualifying will now be based on a ton of different things like how you perform throughout the year, your Valve regional standing, who you beat, and the prize money you earn. Now, it's obviously going to be more difficult for a tier 2 team to get invited or even qualify for a big prize pool tournament like Cologne or Cato, so they can basically just forget about that prize money. But as a result, not being at these events mean they won't get the chance to play against higher ranking teams throughout the year, making it harder for them to climb the ranks themselves. And ultimately, since tier 2 events don't typically pay out as well, their winnings are likely going to be lackluster compared to tier 1, no matter how much they win. It could mean that we get more back and forth between the best and largest teams in the world at majors, but as a result, we sacrifice these underdog stories.
You know, Richard, this is the last time we'll have the RMRs, and there were a lot of things that were not great with them, but man, I will miss moments like this. Like, just
no joke,
you know, like there's no doubt that this is sort of career-changing, life-changing achievement for these Passion UA guys, and absolutely deserved.
Now, we haven't seen this in full effect yet. Valve says it's meant to make CS more open and level the playing field, but we're just going to have to wait and see if that's true. It doesn't mean that tier 2 CS is dead in the water. I think everyone understands how important they are to the future success of the scene, but by the way it sounds on paper, it could be much more difficult for them next year. All that said, we live in the moment, and Passion UA is going to the major and have a chance to do something really special. And since it might be the last time ever, let's hope they make it a good one.